Hi, I'm Faith Ellington-Baker, and for my middle college assignment, I'm going to be talking about Made in the USA, or U.S. manufacturing. So growing up, being born in 1996 and growing up in the 2000s, I've heard a lot about outsourcing my whole life, and a lot about the decline in American manufacturing. So it was a little surprising to me when I read the article in the April Time magazine that was about manufacturing in the United States, hearing that manufacturing was kind of coming back to America, because my whole life I'd felt like I'd heard that it was leaving. However, I wasn't surprised at the fact that it's a very different type of manufacturing. It's different in the way it's done and in what we're making. When you think of manufacturing, you kind of have the stereotype of a guy, making it with his hands on a, manual assembly line. But what the article stated was that it's actually very different. It's mostly managers using iPads and tablets to control technology that's actually building the product. And like I said, it's different in what we're making too. I think in the 1950s, what we were mostly making was cars, appliances, and textiles. And now our three biggest things we're manufacturing are food, complex machinery, and chemicals. So there's a shift in that as well. And this change, the main thing it really made me think of was, how is this going to affect the American psyche? How is this going to change how we actually think and how we're actually raised, this change in our manufacturing? And really, how is it going to affect the American dream? If you're not familiar with the concept of the American dream, basically what it is that no matter who you are, you can succeed if you work hard. Regardless of race, gender, hair color, you name it, social status. If you work hard, you can succeed in America. You can be who you want to be. It's subjective. I think everyone has a different meaning for it. I know some people think that's not true, or some people think it has changed a lot, which I think it has. But that is the basic gist of the American dream. And I think that this change in manufacturing is really going to affect that. I think that it's going to affect the way our kids think about the American dream. I think it's going to affect the way we raise our kids with different skill sets so that they can achieve what they want to in a new America. And I think even if you didn't know what the American dream is, I do believe it's a big part of American culture. Growing up, I'm sure every one of you has heard at one time or another that you can do whatever you want, be whoever you want if you work hard. I think it's just a thing that we're naturally brought up with. So I do believe that if the American dream is changing, it will change the way our kids learn to think. Hard work will always be important. I know that. And I know that the people working in factories now do work hard. The people working with technology. It's just a different type of work. So the main thing for me is that I do believe the biggest change will be an importance placed on ingenuity. I think ingenuity is going to be a major skill that is going to be needed from our kids for them to succeed in the future. We're all still individuals, it's who am I to say, what one kid will need to succeed, but I do see it happening. Ingenuity, more critical thinking, more creativity, a lot more room for innovation. I see that's the shift that's happening. And we all I think we all suspected that there was going to be more technology in our future, but I think this is a little bigger. I think it's actually changing the way our brains work, And I'm not saying this change is going to happen tomorrow. I'm not saying, even your kid is going to be a Vulcan. That's a Star Trek reference, if you didn't get it. But I do think in the future, our brains will work a different way. We will place value and we will prioritize different things. And honestly, it will need completely different things to succeed. And this is a very interesting topic for me. I think it's really interesting to explore exactly how we will change. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to present on. Please comment, leave a comment and tell me whether you agree or disagree, or what you think new skills are going to be important for the new breed of American.